Okay, hello, and welcome to the very first test stream. This is just for me. This is me to basically figure out how GeForce recording works. Let's eat some soup. So yeah, I am just documenting my Sons of the Forest build here. Building a giant cliffside house next to my original base that I'm going to call, or I have been calling, Seagull Cove. I think it's pretty obvious why. But let me show you around, yeah. So this main structure, I'll show you in a second. But as I started this game, I immediately started basically just taking shelter right here. And if you're a player of the game, you'll notice that this is one of the earlier spots. If you crash on the beach, your helicopter basically crashes right over there. And that's the Rebreather Cave right there. And if you come across the beach, you'll find the kukri stabbed into this guy, I think, right over here. So, here, sorry, let me just turn off this awesome music. Just while I'm talking. So, yeah, after coming over here, I mostly started just out of laziness hanging out over here because tape always spawns here, and you can more or less live off of oysters because they refill your health, or I'm sorry, they refill your hunger and your thirst, and there was a plentiful supply of seagulls. But as I started building here, you can see that one of the gulls got zapped by my electric fence. So as I started hanging out here more, I had to start making defenses. So one of the first things I built was this defensive wall. And I only built it like from the cliffside here out to the ocean, so it was a very Thermopylaean kind of situation. And then, to make sure that they couldn't get around there, I built this fence, which turned into an electric fence, which turned into a fortified electric fence. And because seagulls kept dying on it so often, look, there's another one, I just decided to collect their heads across the entire fence line. And I have to say, as grim as that is, I'm pretty proud of that. And yeah, fortified basically every, I think, 10 fence lengths or so by a little charger unit there, you can see. So after I built the wall, I built myself a tiny little shack. I think this is like the biggest blueprint structure you can make without building stuff yourself. And sorry, spoilers, I goldified it. You can make things gold by getting a certain artifact towards the end of the game, but won't talk too much about that here. So yeah, you can tell, like, right, it's very, very bright because of the gold, and then it's twice as bright because of these leg lamps. I call them Frigilli lamps that you can make. These are probably some of my favorite items to make in the game because of just how freaking bright they are. But yeah, just hanging out in here, made this little shack. You can see that it's really crowded, but I still tried to make it my own. Decorated it with the clock, a couple of heads, tons of medicines and cereals and the like. And yeah, basically just once I had my wall, my fence, and my shack, I just started building up around there. Really not much, more just kind of building, you know, necessity items instead of building items. A lot of shelves for all of the, I mean, ramen noodle spawns here on the beach too, so I just have shit tons of ramen noodle, a bunch of skins. Over here is like my storage area. I've got my turtle shells, my fish, my seagull meat, bones, sticks, spears, a nice little rack of, this is every single armor piece you can get in the game. There's the golden armor. Again, there's the animal armor, stealth armor. The golden armor is like just bone armor that you put into the golden path item. One of the blueprints you can make, golden path item. Here's the golden weapon item. Here's my teleporter. Again, a lot of spoilers here. I'm not going too much into that stuff, just trying to show you my main base. And then yeah, to make sure that they didn't, I really like this wall setup too. Just putting skeletons. I'm probably going to do a similar thing up there. And These floodlights are really, really helpful at night. So these floodlights basically cast a light on my entire Death Gauntlet. Oh my god! What a perfect time to show you how good my Death Gauntlet is. So 4 of like some of the more tougher enemies in the game. Oh Jesus! And apart from that little surprise attack, you can see they're just getting creamed by me. And actually, these guys aren't that tough if you have the cross. More spoilers. Yeah, the cross does a number on those guys. Holy crap! But that was a perfect timed example for me to show you how awesome my gauntlet is. Oh, that was perfect. So this is probably my favorite machine right off the bat. You need like a Knight V in order to power it, but this little, oh my god, like grinder death trap contraption is like just the best. This thing I just call the Obliterator. It traps a person right here, lights them on fire, and then crushes them with a double fly swatter spike trap. So that's just, you know, almost nothing can survive a single hit from that. Again, grinder, my favorite thing. These are the helicopter traps. I just love these things because they're particularly devastating. The fly swatter traps are the ones I started out with. I just made a shit ton of these, you can see right off the bat, because they're relatively cheap to make. Just sticks, rocks, and rope. And they're devastating, especially again, these things normally hit almost, they like one hit almost any kind of cannibal type. And they do a number on these mutants as well. Let me just collect some skins. So yeah, as you can see, the gauntlet is short but sweet, I like to think. It's very straightforward. It's, excuse me, helped me through almost any kind of attack. And as you can see, the final line of defense for the gauntlet is this awesome little spear shooter. So when they cross this line, it auto-triggers. Otherwise, I can just shoot it like a harpoon cannon. It's pretty great. Yeah, I gotta say, I love everything about my little Gauntlet of Death. You can see my spotlights, my floodlights starting to illuminate. And yeah, this is just my little... This was my home for the longest time, and then I finally outgrew it. I had a long time aspirations to build a cliffside, like, actual manor up there. And that's what I started to do. Look at that beauty.